What's up, y'all? I'm Black Talent Sport, and in today's video we are changing the Moog sway bar links, both in the front and the rear. I already had some in the front, never had them in the rear, and the front runs wore out basically. We started making noise, which brings me to why I'm actually changing them. Initially, I found out about the Moogs because my tire guy, which prefers to be nameless, that's why I was referred to him as my tire guy. When he installed my Traxda lift kit, you know, like about maybe 30 to 40,000 miles later, I was in the Hamptons taking a turn, and I felt something give way. Heard a loud boom, looked in my side view mirror, and I saw something tumbling, so I stopped. What it was is that the bracket, sway bar link bracket broke, and it took out the stock sway bar link. They were plastic, so when I contacted my tire guy, he suggested, I asked him, I said, give me something that's stronger than stock, that's considered an upgrade. If something breaks, I like to upgrade. V6 Camaro. He suggested the Moog sway bar links. I think they call them the answer or something like that. Definitely was the answer for the situation. So anyway, that was miles ago. I forget how many, too many miles ago. Anyway, it's time to replace them now. They're making noise when I go over small bumps. You hear cuckoo, cuckoo. Not the big ones, but the small bumps. And fortunately, that started happening after I had the Bilstein B6s installed. So we're gonna just replace all 4 of them today. Tried to wait until the Steeda rear sway bar came in, but it's taking a lot longer than I anticipated. Right now it's in powder coating. It says it's supposed to have it in another 2 weeks or so. So I think, you know what, whatever, I'll just knock this out. Put the sway bar links in the front and the back, and whenever that sway bar is ready, I'll just do it in the rear. All right, so stick around for the Moog sway bar link video. So this is going to be my game plan. For the rear, I've already greased the front and the rear up with WD-40. For the rear, I believe I'm just going to put it on the ramps. I got these Rhino ramps. Just going to back it up and change them, get under it, change them. Hopefully I don't have to take the wheel off. I shouldn't have to, because everything's right there. But for the front now, I am going to have to take the wheel off. It's the only way I'm going to be able to get to the top and the bottom. I done borrowed my neighbor's impact gun. Hopefully I can get these off with that impact gun. All right, so the wheel is off, and this is my jack setup. Yo, because of the Traxda 2-inch, it is so difficult to find a jack that can lift this thing up enough to get the wheels off the ground. So I use that block, about 2-inch block, stock jack, and jack stand just for safety, just in case something goes awry. Should be a 3-ton, it's a 2-ton, but I figured if something happens, that should stop it long enough for me to get from under it if I need to. Alright, so that's the Moog sway bar link. That's the bottom of the sway bar. Just soaked everything in WD. That's the bracket, the Traxda bracket. And yeah, so we're only going to be focusing on that top one because that's where the link connects to. So the size of this nut is an odd size. It's a 21 millimeter, man. Discovered that the last time I tried to do it, I didn't have the size. I had to go to AutoZone and get the size. I'm just really hoping that this gun can break that bolt. Let's see. side. Started to turn. Guys, I just had a time and a half getting the old sway bar link out, and apparently I forgot that I needed to put a wrench on the back while I turned the nut on the front. As you saw, it turned down. I couldn't get the socket on it any longer, so I had to do it by hand. And then I eventually had to loosen up that second bolt, that the nut that was on the bracket itself, having to take the bracket off. Like, I didn't really want to, but I had to because the tension was too great. So that's the old one right there. This is the new one. And real quick, just so you know, for the front, you'll have to I don't know if it's the same for non-lifted, but when you lift it, you'll have to leave the what do you call those, the grease nipple. You have to leave the grease nipple off of the top, because then you'll run into issues right in there. I'll show you once it's installed, but you won't be able to use the top nipple. So whatever grease you're going to put in there first. The bottoms are okay, top ones no. Just show you, see how loose that is. You can move this like crazy. Can't do that with the new one. Can't even move it really, a little bit. But this is what was making all the noise. Alright, so this side is finally finished, but I'm not so happy with it. I'll explain. There is a very odd tightening sequence to get them to go in between the bottom and the top. You really got to play with the tightening sequence to get them to fit together. I don't really see how this length of sway bar link is accurate, because if I didn't have the Traxda bracket, I don't understand how it would fit where it's supposed to fit, which is right there, because it's so long. But I understand why this brackets break. There's so much stress on this bracket when tightening it. It seems like the only way to aligning up is by tightening the nuts. And then when you do that little slot here and this bolt, you know, they're really up against each other so bad. This is the corner that normally breaks, right over here. So and I really believe it's because of the pressure that's you know, that this nut is placing on the bracket. So I mean, the angle is just way bad, if you ask me. That's too much. But this also goes to what I was saying about if you have the grease nipple on there, there's no space for it. No space at all. So anyway, this side is done. I'm not going to record the other side because it's pretty much the same. So I'll start recording when I get on the rear. All right, note to self: if you're gonna be changing the sway bar links, make sure you lift both wheels, or lift the entire front end off the ground. When I did the right front, I only had the right front wheel off the ground, and the sway bar was put in tension on the bracket, so it gave me a really hard time to get it in and out. So I figured that, you know, I probably should have just lifted the entire front end. When I did that, I didn't even have to break that bolt to get the sway bar link out like I was trying to do the other side. I just had to break that and that, by getting underneath the car completely using a swivel and a socket, and my neighbor's impact. So thank you to my boy Dylan. Was able to get the rest of this done using a 21mm socket and an 18mm wrench. Alright, so we're on to the rear now. I'm expecting this to be a lot easier than the front was. So, see how this goes. Oh, absolutely. Alright. Now I'm probably going to need both hands to do the top one. So, be back when it's in. So it's a 15 socket for the nut and an 18 wrench for that nut to get it off. Now the Moog, same 15 socket on the nut, but a 19 to hold it in place. The differences are just mind-boggling. So the rear have definitely done their time. I mean, that's the original ones. They're about almost 149,000 miles. So yeah, they were pretty done. Versus the Moog ones, could barely move them. So that should be even better when I get when the Steeda rear sway bar finally comes in. Can't wait for that. Well, all right. Well, the rear is done. Easy peasy. I just wish it was as easy as the front. I mean, wish the front was as easy as this rear. Oh, man. All right, so I'm going to get started on the other side. No need for me to record that. It's going to be the same process.
So here's a quick look at the tools that I used. I really need to get myself an impact gun. Let me know in the comments below what's a decently priced one.
All right, well, all finished up with the Moog links for the front and the rear. Time to go on a little test drive. Make sure that clunking noise is gone while going over small bumps. Let's see. Yeah. Already I can tell. Yeah. So wishy-washy anymore. Other thing is too, when I was stopped like this, I heard all kinds of noise. All right, so I want to thank you guys for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Also, I did release or launch, I should say, some merch for the channel. The link for the Teespring will be in the description below. I'm not monetized yet, so there won't be an automatic link like you see on other channels. But you can click directly on my Teespring listing in the description. Look through those items, see if you like anything. You should, you know, if you like it, buy it to help support the channel. And also, I started a Patreon account as well, just so that if someone doesn't want to buy any merch, but they would also like to support the channel, they can do that financially through the Patreon. All right, so thank you guys for watching. Have a blessed day, and